also called the Continental United States flag. This is called the precept by doctors of law and Moorish scientists. The precept. What does precept mean? Anyone know? Precept is that which is written down. Okay? The precept follows the concept. The concept is the idea. What's the concept? That's the concept. The Moorish national flag. The real name of it is Old Glory. When was this flag taken down on this continent? What year? Anyone know? Wow. Did anyone know that this flag flew on this continent? This flag was taken down by George Washington, 1774. 1774, this flag was taken down. All right? How many of you are familiar with the story of George Washington and chopping down the cherry tree? You think that was just a cool fairy tale they made up for no particular reason or for entertainment? No. How old was he in the story written by Parson Weems? How old was he? Anybody know?
9 years old.
9 years old. He was 9 years old when he said, "I cannot tell a lie, chop down the cherry tree." What's the significance of all that? Don't answer this. Don't answer this. If George Washington, was George Washington the first president of the United States?
No.
Okay, everybody knows. Now you know the significance of the number 9, why he was 9 years old. What president was he? He was the 9th president. He was the 9th president. He was not the first. That's a very simple one in terms of education, like the sister brought up. We say that numbers don't lie. Mathematics is the universal science. But we don't apply it, not even in its basic sense. They teach us the metric system in school, and then they straight lie to us about the months in the calendar. They teach us numbers. 1 comes before 2, and then 3, and then 4, then 5. And they tell us they teach us addition and subtraction. Then they tell us George Washington was the first president. But they play themselves because they tell you the year he was inaugurated, 1789. But the states declared independence in 1776. Who was president at that time? But none of us question our educators about it. We don't question them. Another big issue that kicks us in the behind is our people that literally disenfranchises us voluntarily is the acceptance of this type of BS. We accept it. It's voluntary slavery. The 13th Amendment said involuntary servitude will not exist upon pain of death. All right. Didn't say nothing about the contracting of labor or voluntary slavery, did it? Case in point, if I lie to you, you may not know me, but if I lie to you and you find out I've lied, everything I say from that point on is suspect, isn't it? Now, we're fond of saying that this European man has said this, that, and the other, and he lied about this, said we're running around after bones on our nose, and he made better people out of us by enslaving us. That's a lie. We're fond of saying that, aren't we? But this same man tells you that he picked you up on a slave ship and brought you over here in the 1500s and 1600s by the millions, and you believed it. And we still believe it. And many of us make millions of dollars perpetrating a bold-faced, shallow lie. Question. When did the Black Plague hit Europe? 14th century. Right? 14th century. Excuse me? The Black Plague. The 14th to the 16th century, the Black Plague ravaged Europe, destroyed nearly 1/3 of its population. Why was the Black Plague able to do this? Basically, no disrespect. People who didn't know how to cook and preserve food properly. Poor sanitation, people weren't washing. How long does it take for an average trip across the Atlantic, even in the present day, I won't even go into that. How long would it take a regular ship with sails to make the trip? The average was 3 months. Now, how did they survive? To hell with the slaves, just to think about the crew. How did they survive when they couldn't even preserve their own food on land? There's records of shipbuilding companies and schools that teach navigation. What are the names of those in England during that time? There should be records of it. How is it that you've never seen a slave ship in your life? I'm not talking about the Henrietta that sunk off the coast of Florida. They call it a slave ship. They call the Amistad a slave. They call the Amistad a slave ship. It was a warship. Come on. Play the language game. In my book, I talk about Toussaint Louverture, San Domingo Revolution, Haiti. They say he was a runaway slave. Strange, though, that every time they see a picture of him, he has an admiral's uniform on. Well, since when did slaves wear admiral's uniforms? It said that this man repelled the greatest European navy in the history of that time, Napoleon. Whoa, wait a minute. Doesn't it take a navy to repel a navy? But they tell you he's a runaway slave, you believe it. Instead of facing the obvious fact that the man was a military strategist with an army and a navy, quite possible. There's a book that my wife put me on to called The Black Jacobins. Incredible book. Little paperback. Incredible book. She made the statement, the quote by my brother C.M. Bay. C.M. Bay in his excellent literature, Clock of Destiny 1 and 2. He says, the history of the Moorish nation lies hidden in every library of the Union. The key word says it lies hidden. Us, we have feathers on, turbans, and the whole nine, but we're still Negroes because we'll run to the library thinking we're going to see a book that says Moorish history, illustrated. Right? With pictures, big pictures, you know? Come on. It's hidden. How many people would think to look for Moorish history in the works of Shakespeare? That's where it is. How about, what's the name of the book? French. Candide. Candide by Voltaire. Get it. Get it. Touch it. Oh, but Candide by Voltaire. Classical literature. Why? You were the ones writing it. You were the ones writing it. But you were being persecuted for it at the time because we were seeing a change in the hands of power. So you couldn't put it out there plainly. You had to do it, as we say, masonically, half concealed, half revealed. So you put it in literature. I'm sure all of us here know that Shakespeare didn't write all that himself. Shakespeare was a pen name for 36 men under the leadership of one particular man. Who knows who that guy was? Sir Francis Bacon. That's exactly who he was. How many people know what he looked like? Or know his parental background? His mother was who? His mother was the Queen of England. He was the quote-unquote illegitimate son of her and a dark-skinned Moor by the name of the Duke of Lancaster. The Duke of Lancaster. He was a mulatto, as we put it. What was his name? Sir Francis Bacon. Sir Francis Bacon. For those of you that are familiar with the Rosicrucian Order, the man or the mythical founder of the Rosicrucian Order was a man named, they gave him a pen named Christian Rosicruce, or Father R.C. That was Francis Bacon. That was him. Father R.C. was Francis Bacon. He traveled to Fez, Morocco to learn mysticism under a Sufi order called Order of the Rose. Getting back to my topics. History. I mentioned that we have two separate but equal nations on this one landmass. Can I prove it legally? Again, we're talking jurisprudence and the science of positive law. Yes, I can. There's a case that you need to research the decision on. The case is called Plessy versus Ferguson. Plessy versus Ferguson affirms